part of the show. But first, let's talk about true stories of self-defense out of the American Rifleman, the Armed Citizens column. And story number 1 goes as follows. An apparent case of mistaken identity cost a Livermore, California man his life when he tried to break into the home of a Vietnam veteran, James Golden. Golden was roused at 3 a.m. by pounding on his front door. He grabbed a 9mm automatic and opened up as the door crashed in. Police speculated the intruder, who was hit 5 times, was a drug dealer who mistook Golden's house for that of a Confederate. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know what I like about this story? One, how they wrote it. He opened up as the door crashed in. So here you got a Vietnam veteran, pulls out, I'm going to bet you a 1911. Oh, he had a 9mm, okay. I bet you it was a 1911 9mm. How's that? And he opens up, tears him up, and he hits the intruder 5 times. You know why? You know why I think this is? It's because I'm reading out of a 1982 American Rifleman. And it just seems the stories back in the day have people with much more accuracy than days now. Okay, just a personal opinion there. Story number 2. Israel Abel was fed up with the robberies his Miami jeweler had suffered and was ready. Let me say that again. Israel Abel was fed up with the robberies his Miami jewelry had suffered and was ready for action when 5 armed robbers stuck up his place and tried to kidnap his sister. Oh, jeez. The sister fainted as one robber tried to take her from the store, giving Abel the chance to grab a gun from under the counter and open fire. 1 criminal was killed while the other 4 fled with their lives. Abel's sister was unharmed. You know, I don't know if she faked passing out or actually passed out, but that's a good ploy. I mean, I remember this, what movie was that? Speed. They were debating what do you do if you got a prisoner being held by a bad guy, shoot him in the leg, take that guy out of the equation. So maybe she did that. She took herself out of the equation to let her dad do what he had to do. Story number 3. Reverend Martin Giroux was asleep in the rector of St. Anne's Catholic Church in Miami when he heard strange noises. He grabbed a .38 caliber revolver and went to investigate. He found a would-be burglar trying to exit via a bathroom window. Father Giroux held the man who had a long criminal record for police. So here we are. We have a reverend preaching the law and taking the law himself, right? Making sure that this guy doesn't get away. I think that's pretty cool. Now, I've always asked, I got a question for everybody. If you got 3 books, one's a Bible, one's a mathematics book, and the other one, let's say, is a Tom Clancy book, and you had to put your pistol down on one of the books, you couldn't put it anywhere else but on one of those 3 books, which book would you pick? Ross, I'm curious. You got a handgun, and you have to put the gun down on one of the 3 books. One's a Bible, one's a book of mathematics, and the other one is, let's say, a Tom Clancy's thriller book. What would you do? As he's thinking, he's contemplating.
Mathematics.
Mathematics. Interesting. Why?
Because you got to be methodical in your approach, and it's all about trajectory. Yeah.
Or in trigonometry, right? My selection would be the Bible, because the Bible is basically the law of how we're supposed to be, and the gun is the hardware on this side of the book, and it's law on this side. It's just, it is what it is. The Bible is what it is. This handgun is what it is. So I'm just curious what a lot of people would do if they had to select a book. I ask that question a lot, and I get some interesting answers.
Well, I'm pretty bad aim, so that's why I need to focus on mathematics.
Okay. All right, I got one more story here. When her dog began barking, Cecilia Cates decided to retrieve her .22 caliber rifle from the bedroom of her Moon Lake, Florida trailer and investigate. Suddenly, an intruder attacked her with a razor, inflicting severe cuts on her arms. She managed to get off a single shot from the rifle and hit the man in the thigh, putting him to flight. Well, first of all, Cecilia did a great job. She heard something and got her firearm first. Okay? I'm always talking about get your firearm first. Don't go investigate. Oops, there's a problem. Then go get your weapon. You won't have time. Secondly, using a rifle, it's very cumbersome to move quickly with it, especially in close proximity of somebody trying to slice you. So her being able to shoot him in that process was pretty good. So my suggestion would be, if you can be proficient with a handgun for close quarter combat, that's probably the best way to go. Anyway, those are true stories for self-defense of this